Well, welcome back to Better Living. I'm here now with Jeff Lamb from 107.7 The Wolf. It is a country music station, and you get up bright and early in the morning to be there, don't you?
As of today, yes.
Yes,
Today
well,
was my first day back.
How tired are you?
I'm okay. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night because you have all these scenarios going through your mind. You know, what could happen? Where am I going to step in it today?
Am I going to oversleep too? Yes.
Yeah, but no, oversleeping wasn't going to be the problem. We had alarms set all over the place.
76 alarms to get up this morning. Well, and he's going to crash as soon as we're done here.
That's the plan, yeah.
Tell us, if we tune in to 107.7 in the mornings, what we are going to hear.
Well, I had a partner for years, and he's still in the market. He's still in the place. Mark Benson, great guy. But I brought some friends with me, and I have these characters that live in my head that I do. And it might be Philip, the Magnificent, superhero for the new millennium. Or it could be Jack Hammer.
Hey, I know Jack Hammer.
Oh, Jack Hammer checks on road crew stuff and keeps you posted.
That is so funny. Jack Hammer's a friend of mine.
Well, there you go.
That is
it might be Jim or the professor. Could be something. You know, a lot of these fellas live in here and they just get out. And there's the prize man who will be giving away stuff. It's a silly way to make a living.
Can you believe that somebody pays you to do this?
No, I can't. And, you know, I've been off the air now for 13 years. And it's just great to be back. I'm so excited about this. Country is a new format for me. But I listen to country. I like it. And so it's going to be just a lot of fun. And the people at the station are great. It's so nice to be in a, quote, mom and pop station, locally owned. It's not one of the big conglomerates. And it's just, you deal with everybody that you deal with. They're all there.
Right.
You have a
that
question, you can ask, and you don't have to wait for it to go up the line and then come back and go to committee and come back. It's just a wonderful place to be.
I worked at one of those radio stations once early in my career, and it was really nice. It was very much a family kind of feel, which sometimes is a good thing, and sometimes it's like that sister that, you know, you just don't know what to do with.
Well, I'm old enough that most of the stations I worked at were that way. They were owned locally for the most part, but then it became a corporate world, and it's different, and it's not for everybody. But this is for me. I love this. Well,
you're not the only person on the air, I'm sure. So give us a kind of a schedule. What happens during the day there?
Well, there's Wendy, there's Sid, and that's pretty much the normal day. There is some automation, but the music's great. The opportunity's great. The equipment is interesting. That's the other thing too. When I worked with Mark, he ran the board. I just sat at a microphone and did all the work.
Now you have to do it.
Now I have to think.
That in itself might be worth listening.
Yeah.
To hear you have to think and talk at the same time.
Well, I figured by Friday I should have most of the barnacles kicked off and some of the rust will be gone.
So
hopefully.
Definitely listen tomorrow. Yeah, don't wait till Friday. I want to hear the mistakes. That's the fun part.
The characters are all in the other room. They've got squares they're selling for what time I'm going to screw up on a given day. And
I may want in on
two payoffs today.
I want in on that board, I think.
Yeah, well, you should.
So I joke about the people that live in my head and how I'm okay as long as I don't talk back to them if they're just talking to me. But where did these characters come from?
Well, that's how I started in radio. I was hanging around a radio station when I was a kid, and I did all these voices. And the general manager of the station at that time said, we got to do something with this guy because he's living in the lobby. So let's give him a show Saturday morning with cartoon characters introducing tunes. We'll call it Cartoons. And I thought, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo, not so much. So I put together a program called Buffalo Dick's Radio Ranch with his sidekick Buffalo Chip. And we had a live gallery of kids. And so the show went on 10 o'clock Saturday night. And in less than a year, it won a Billboard Award, and then it was syndicated nationally. It had about 120 cities around the country. Just a blast. And that was a fun time in my radio career, too. And then I moved here in '90 to Toledo and started doing mornings with Mark Benson. And stayed with him until about 2002, and I was invited to be a budget cut. And so I was on the beach just
Talking to the characters in your head.
Absolutely, yeah. Rattling through the world.
Well, you can help it because at that point, then they're living in there, and there's nothing you can do about them.
But you look good for just celebrating a birthday Saturday.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up.
It was 20 or 21, wasn't it?
It was several reunions of 29.
Really?
Yeah. I'm past 10 now, so I don't like to give away how many reunions of 29.
Well, you look 21.
Thanks. I'm going to go with that. My daughter tells people I'm 29, and then she like winks at them. And I tried to tell her a couple years ago, says nobody believes that anymore. Okay,
well, at least leave the winking out.
Yeah, stop with the joke. Nobody's buying it. Tell me about the music. What kind of country music am I going to hear? Is it new country? Is it old?
Well, that's the neat thing about this. We've got kind of an old country station in town. We got kind of a new one, but we are all over the place. As Sid says, we're right down Main Street with the old, the new, all the great stuff. And, of course, I have to learn some of the names,
Yes,
too.
yeah.
Last night, we did a dry run, kicking the tires. And I introduced, what did I say, Eric Paisley. But it's Eric Paisley.
Oh, well. See, I didn't know that one.
Sid came barreling in and goes, you're going to have a few of those. It's Eric Paisley.
I know who Blake Shelton is because he's on The Voice.
Don't you love him?
I do love him.
That's a guy I'd love to sit down and have a beer with.
And according to him, that's all he does is sit around and have beer.
He does have a few beers.
I think we'd get along well.
Oh man, I just if there's such a thing as a man crush.
You've got it on him?
He's my guy.
Okay, well.
In a manly sort of way, you know.
You have your man crush on him. I'll have my just regular
There
crush
you go,
on him.
yeah,
And make sure that tomorrow morning and every morning you check out Jeff on 107.7 Country The Wolf. We'll be right back on Better Living.